You know, I think the most disappointing part is that of the day and the event is, you know, we come out not winning the game, because it was a magnificent couple days. The experience for me and the guys coming out on the field, the fans and the game. You know, just I've talked to a handful now after the game, and can't rate it with any other experience that they've had. And it's tough to end it with not getting the 2 points, but you know, it was. You know, when I walked out, the crowd was going crazy, and the two teams were walking out. I turned to Tony and said, "Cross that one off my bucket list," because that was a really unique experience, and you know, one I won't forget. And
what was your assessment of Jordan Stahl's play now?
It's a great trade by Ray Shero getting that guy. You know, we didn't quite, you know, I didn't know what to expect from Jordan tonight and what level he'd be at and where he'd be at, but his first period was phenomenal, given the circumstances and the fact that he hasn't played. I think he had 2 or 3 scoring chances. He was outstanding on the penalty kill, and you know, so I thought he had an exceptional game. As the game wore on, maybe he didn't have the same jump as he had there in the first period with the adrenaline, but it was a factor, and he was good in the face-off circle, he was good in the penalty kill, and his skating was great, and got to the net a few times, and he was good defensively down low. The times he got the Ovechkin backs from Canoe line, he was a force down there as well.
Back to the left. Dan, the hit on Sid at the end of the second period is behind the play, and it was from behind. Did you have a problem with it, or did you just see it as the player going for the puck up the ice and colliding with Crosby along the way?
I did not see it, given the fact that it was behind the play. We don't have a replay. I have not seen the hit. And from the one person that was watching from above, thought that it was a little bit incidental contact. I don't know exactly what happened at all. I just, you know, heard the talk on the bench that, you know, Crosby was down, and I did not see what happened, so I don't really have any comment for you.
Dan, 2 questions on the disallowed goal toward the end of the second period. First of all, what did you see on that play? Second of all, how big of an emotional blow was that to have what you thought was the tying goal went off so late in the period?
You know, 2 guys, Rupp was going to the net with Green. Green does give him a hit, but you know, his skate does catch the pad, and it does affect the goaltender. I certainly would like the puck to have counted, but you know, I wasn't gonna certainly argue too much at the call. It's a split-second decision, and he makes a decision that affects the goaltender. So, a bit of a disappointment, but you know, we would have, shortly after they scored, we would have tied it up. We would have tied it up going, you know, I think there were 30 seconds or so left in the period. It would have been a big lift. I would have liked walking off the field a little bit more with the fans cheering on that goal, but you know, the referee makes that call, and he has some reason to believe that Rupp did interfere with him. So you know, we still had 20 minutes to rebound, coming back into the dressing room, going back out. We were still felt like we were going to win the third period.
All right, let's start up in front here.
Eric Ferry has been a healthy scratch a couple of times the past 2-3 weeks. Just what do you think of him tonight?
I thought he played what can I say? I thought he played a real good game, and he finally got rewarded by doing the things that we know he's capable of doing, and then he gets 2 goals, and that's big, obviously.
Bruce, are you and maybe the players, do you think, looking forward now to putting this month behind you with the HBO stuff and the build up to this game?
I don't know. No, we kind of like him now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we didn't like him much at the beginning of the month, but I think everything's worked out. You know, so.
Bruce, with the rain and all the other elements, did you get any sense of how difficult it was for the players out there with what is it for the out ice players or for Varlamov?
No, I mean, it was the same for both teams. I know the puck was bouncing a lot, but it wasn't sticking on the ice, which was what I thought it would do if it got wet, but it wasn't sticking, so I was hoping they'd call it in the counter rain in the third, but it ended up okay for us, so I'm happy.
Bruce, did you have to change your strategy at all? You know, you guys were chipping in a little more and maybe not playing more simple than usual?
Well, I mean, George talked to me yesterday about it, and we thought that this was going to be just a grinded-out game because after we were on the ice yesterday, it didn't look like the ice conditions would be great. So we knew the fancy, tic-tac-toe stuff wasn't going to work. So we knew we had to dump it in, and we had to win the game below the circles. And I thought we did a real good job of that.
Right side, back. Yep.
Bruce, I asked Eric and Alex your thoughts on, you walk into Pittsburgh here, it's had a tough month, 65,000 fans. I mean, talk about this win and what it can mean going forward.
That's just 2 points. It was pretty cool. Like, I mean, when you walk and you see those people in there, and whether they're booing or cheering, it's an experience I'll never forget. And when you come into this kind of atmosphere and you're playing arguably the best team in the league and you win, it was more than just a game and to everybody. And don't let anybody fool you. It was a game that we wanted to show people that have never played hockey or never watched hockey how good it could be, how exciting it could be. The passion on the guys' faces when they scored a goal was totally genuine. I thought it was a real good game for the growth of the game, and I hope it does grow because of this. And for us, it was a month-long build-up where it didn't start out pretty good, very good at all, but we were. This is like as close to the Stanley Cup as we've gotten, and we're not denying that it was more than just 2 points. It was a fabulous game, and we came in wanting to win this thing, and we got lucky and we won it.
Pierre and then it was Dan.
You've already answered this.
Pierre, sorry, Mike.
I'm not loud enough?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Bruce may have already answered this, so I apologize, I just got in, but, Varley's play in one of the biggest games of his career, and your thoughts about what you hope this brings for him.
Well, it shows that he can play in pressure situations, and he sort of just took it mentally on him that he wasn't going to allow anything. He's in a pretty good zone right now, shutting out Montreal the last game, but he's making a great case this week for being the #1 goalie. I mean, who knows what can happen next week? I'm sure Nubi's going to get a chance, and before he got hurt, he was doing the same thing. So, this competition is going to stay together, I'm sure, unless something drastic happens to the last 10 games of the season.
Bruce, I'm going to ask you about Alex. I know he didn't score, but because of who he is,
he did score. Just
okay.
He
didn't get credit for it.
Didn't get credit for a goal.
I do. I mean, he is who he is, and then he looked like he was having just the greatest time tonight. He was pumping his fists. He was waving to the crowd. I mean, just describe what you saw from your captain.
He's a team player. Like, everybody is making a lot of big things out of the goals. He has never once come to me and worried about his goal production. He says, win. If you've watched the HBO stuff, every time we score, he's the first guy on the ice cheering, and he's happy for the team. And today was the culmination, I think, of a lot of scrutiny for a month, and it didn't matter if he scored. He was part of a winning team. And there's a couple times he didn't get it deep, and he was the first one coming to the bench and go, I know, I'm sorry, and he wants to do better. And then you watch later on in the game, he was doing whatever it took to win as a team. And I mean, long ago, in last summer, he said he didn't care about numbers. What he cares about is winning. I truly believe that, and he'll be just as happy if he gets 45 goals or 40 goals and he wins something in April, May, and June as if he got 70 goals and had any individual award. And that's what captains are all about, and he doesn't get enough credit for it, but he deserves it.